Is this thing on? Test. Hey everybody, it's Brian. Team Win, how you doing? Wanted to talk to you today about Win. What's important now? One of the main things I took from our sales meeting back in May was the session that Tobin and Crystal did on call points and all the places we should be day in and day out into the hospital. And then I got thinking about Michael Slupka's session. Yep, there's the man himself. That's me sitting there as he was grilling me during the presentation. But I got to thinking about the part in his session when he talked about blueprinting an account and how important it is, especially as it relates back to all the call points. Do we know everybody we need to know to fully penetrate the account? So I came up with an Excel spreadsheet that you can use to start to blueprint your account. I said at the national meeting, I didn't care if this was on a gum wrapper, in Excel, on Word, written down in a notebook, and I probably still don't, but I do want everybody to really spend some time thinking about where they're at in their accounts, who they know, who they don't know, and where the gaps are to their blueprint. I think this document will be a really easy way to capture it. The intent is not for you to sit down and type everything in over a weekend and send it to me by Monday night. The intent is to have this be a living, breathing document that you go into and you fill out, you look as you go to a pre-call plan, you determine where you need to find some contacts, and you continue to work on them and plug them in so that ultimately you have a good, healthy blueprint and you've got good penetration within the account. It's a pretty simple document to use. You basically just come in here, you can replace this with the account name, so, Lancaster General Hospital, for example, the number of tags for the location of the tags, laboratory, the IT setup. You could type in here, for Lancaster General, for example, it's Citrix, but moving to Tag Manager. QC is 3 times a day, primary service line users, trauma, and cardiac surgery. You could type in some verbiage on the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats within an account. But then the real meat of this document is down here. And you can basically go in and all the call points that Tobin and Crystal identified on this badge buddy are on this document. Not necessarily in the same order, and I might have lumped some together, but in general it captures who we should be talking to. So you can see here the first one is cardiac surgery, administration, PAs, NPs. So we have Dr. Robert Smith. You can have their tag mindset be with this drop-down menu, an advocate, which makes them green, neutral, which you saw was yellow, or negative turns red. And then you can identify their relationship. Relationship is strong, medium, or non-existent. Put their cell phone number, their email, and then any comments. And as you start to look down with these colors, you'll be able to see, hey, in cardiac surgery, I have, a pretty good base of advocacy, and I've got some pretty good, medium to strong relationships. As you scroll down into trauma, you may see the same thing. As you get to transplant, let's just say they don't have a transplant program, or neuro, but then acute care, you may say, you know what, I don't know anybody in acute care. I haven't put anybody in here. Or if I do know them, their mindset is negative or the relationship is non-existent. So you start to kind of fill this in, and you can obviously scroll down and see there's anesthesia and lots of room for anesthesiologists, and then intensivists, critical care, neurology, stroke, laboratory, so on and so forth. If you need to add lines, so let's say, for example, you need more people in laboratory, basically just left click on this blank line and then right click to copy, and then just somewhere where you want to add the line. Let's say you want to add the line into this area here. You left click there and then right click and insert copied cells, and it'll add a line. So it's very expandable. From the same standpoint, you can right click and delete a line, and make it smaller from that standpoint. So as you scroll down, you'll see there's room on here for, I believe, like 170. Well, there's more than that, but just say there's 10, residents and fellows, it'd be like 170. So that would be great if every account we knew that many people and we had contacts with them and understood their mindset and what our relationship was with them, and then we could kind of build on that. So again, this is something that you want to build on and go from there. So I really hope it's a useful tool and we can use it as a living document, and if we need to make adjustments to it, we can certainly do so. But I think it's a really good start to the blueprint that Mr. Slupka was talking about. Have a great day and win the week.